Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make a video today about the Disney Afternoon, which was a series that Disney had put together of a whole bunch of their different original cartoons, and it ran from 1990 to 1997, and it was very very awesome. I just want to talk about it a little bit. Express my love for it a little bit. Express how much I miss it. I wish it was still around, and I'm so glad that they're bringing back DuckTales in 2017. It looks cool. Better have my man Launchpad McQuack up in there. But I mean, it had a whole bunch of different. It had a whole bunch of great shows, like the Gummy Bears. That was an awesome show. They had the gummy berry juice, and they were bouncing around, and they were fighting trolls, and had a little boy with them all the time. I don't remember everybody's name, but I mean, I remember the show. I used to watch it all the time. I haven't watched it recently. I watched some of the shows on Disney Afternoon recently, but not Gummy Bears. I haven't gone back and watched that yet. I might one of these days. But I remember I liked it a lot. Maybe not as much as the other shows, but I definitely liked it. It's definitely a good show. And then, of course, DuckTales is one of my favorite shows of all time, my favorite cartoons of all time. And it has one of my favorite Disney characters, Launchpad McQuack. Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. You know, Webby, the annoying little Webby, who was not, who I don't believe was Scrooge's niece. I believe she was Mrs. Beakley's grandchild, and I don't know why she calls Scrooge uncle, but I guess that's just habit because I mean that's kind of a title for him, even from people that aren't his uh, nieces or nephews. But it's weird. I mean, I understand Donald and Huey, Dewey, and Louie doing calling him Uncle Scrooge, but I mean Launchpad doesn't call him Uncle Scrooge. Mrs. Beakley doesn't call him Uncle Scrooge. Ducksworth doesn't call him Uncle Scrooge. So I mean, I don't know why Webby gets to do it. She should just call him Mr. Scrooge. Sorry. Uh, but yeah, I love the show. Uh, I've watched it a few times recently, and still love it. Still classic. One of the most addictive theme songs of all time. I mean, I listen to like almost all of these theme songs. I have like a playlist of all these theme songs, and I listen to them like almost all the time. Like if I'm cleaning around the house or whatever, I listen to those theme songs more than I listen to like regular music. I listen to Disney theme songs from the '90s. Um, but I mean, because the theme songs are just so catchy and they're just so ingrained in my brain, and I love them. They're great theme songs. But next show is equally as great, and it is the Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Awesome show, Chippendale, of course. Gadget, always inventing things. She's pretty cool and awesome. Monterey Jack, um, loving him some cheese all the time. Pretty cool. He's a cool character. Zipper. Um, I know my sister Rachel liked Zipper a lot. I don't know why, but I guess because he was cute or something. I don't know. But that's a cool show. They go on different adventures. Solve different cases and stuff. No case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip 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 and Dale Rescue Rangers. See, I told you I knew the theme songs. But yeah, great show. Another great show. Um, Tailspin, love Tailspin. Baloo and I think they have some of the Jungle Book characters, Baloo, King Louie, and Shere Khan. But I mean that's about it with Jungle Book characters. But it's an awesome show. Awesome characters. You know, he's a delivery pilot, I believe, if I remember correctly, and he flies around. And he has to go against these pirates that are in their own planes and everything. Don Carnage. He was an interesting villain. I didn't really like him that much, but I mean, I agree that he was a good villain. He was an interesting villain. He probably wasn't one of my favorite Disney villains from the Disney Afternoon, but he was definitely a good villain for that show. Um, Next one is Darkwing Duck. Yeah, love this show. Me and my wife have actually like started binge watching the show lately, and I've realized, and I forgot, I guess. This show has a lot of puns. Like the puns are like outrageous. Like every other like thing out of the character's mouth is like a pun, and it's just so hilarious. Sorry, but I mean it's so great. I mean Darkwing Duck, Drake Mallard, man, he's awesome. My man Launchpad is back again, which I love. I think I like Darkwing Duck a little bit more than DuckTales, just because. Um, Sorry guys, I'm very gassy and coffee. I'm kind of sick and bloated and gassy. um, but yeah, Darkwing Duck is awesome because that's more Launchpad. Goslin is awesome, and they have such cool villains like Bushroot, Megavolt, Steelbeak, etc. Just a really, really cool show, really funny. I wish they would bring that show back with DuckTales. Hopefully, if DuckTales is really good, they'll start bringing more shows back from the Disney afternoon. But I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what prompted them to bring back DuckTales. Like maybe because I mean, if it's because they see a lot of stuff online where people are like they still love DuckTales, that I mean, and because they came out with a remastered DuckTales game, maybe that did really good. That probably did really good. So maybe they're seeing that DuckTales still makes money, so they're coming back out that again. Or maybe it's just Disney's going along with Hollywood, and Hollywood or everybody, and just bringing out stuff that makes the money. So bring it back. I mean, bring back Darkwing Duck, man. Bring back Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Bring back Tailspin. And another show which is pretty cool is Goof Troop. Goofy and Max. And they're having on their, little wacky adventures, I guess. Not really adventures, but, stuff happens in suburbia. Not as exciting, maybe, as DuckTales or Tailspin, or Chippendale Rescue Rangers or anything, or Darkwing. But definitely a cool show. Definitely one I watched a lot. Got Pete and his family, PJ, Pistol, and... yeah, it was a good show. It's funny. Sorry, I'm so coffee. Bonkers. Liked Bonkers. Kind of annoying. Not as good as the other shows. I mean, I still watched it a lot because it was on, when I was a kid. So, I mean, I watched it a lot. And it was kind of like weird because it was supposed to be kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it was weird because everybody's a cartoon, so the visuals don't work as good when it's cartoon acting against cartoon, even though the people that were supposed to be the real life people looked semi-realistic, like you could tell they were supposed to be real humans. But I mean, it still didn't work as good as Darkwing Duck, and Bonkers was kind of annoying. I liked him a little bit, but I didn't like him as much as other characters like Launchpad or anything. Which I had I had some action figures from Darkwing Duck. I had I had Launchpad. I had Goslin's best friend, I think, which I don't know why I got him. I had Steelbeak from Darkwing Duck, and I had Megavolt from Darkwing Duck. But yeah, Bonkers was okay. It wasn't horrible. I wouldn't call it horrible, but definitely kind of annoying at times. Not as good as the earlier shows in the lineup. Next show is Aladdin, which is okay. I mean, I watched it, but again, it's like now looking back at it, it's not as original. I mean, it's kind of original, but not as original as their actual original programming. I mean, it's weird because it's based off a movie, so it's just taking characters and giving them their own show, which it was, kind of cool, kind of funny, not like super into it, but I mean, I watched it. Gargoyles, oh my gosh, one of the greatest shows Disney has ever done, one of the greatest things Disney has ever done or created, and they need to seriously bring it back, either as a live action movie or bring back the animated series. But I mean, Gargoyles was awesome, very serious show for Disney, very action packed, awesome characters, Goliath, and then the other gargoyles that were named after the New York. They were named after things in New York, like Brooklyn and Broadway and all that stuff, and Hudson. But I mean, awesome show. I mean, they had a lot of voices from Star Trek: The Next Generation on there. I believe Jonathan Frakes and a couple other ones were on there. Jonathan Frakes played Riker on Star Trek: Next Generation, and he plays the main bad guy in Gargoyles. I'm sorry, I don't remember everybody's names because I have again some of these shows I haven't watched in a while, and some of them I've started to watch again. So I mean, I don't know all the characters as well as DuckTales or Chippendale Rescue Rangers or Darkwing because those shows I've actually gone back and watched a little bit. But it's an awesome show. All these shows are definitely going worth going back to look at least. Definitely, especially if you loved them. Go back and watch them again. And if you sit your kids down, you need to buy all these. Or if they're on Netflix, you need to sit your kids down sit your kids down, sit your kids down, and have them watch it because these are good cartoons. Today's cartoons are just like I'm like back in my day, but the cartoons today are just nowhere compared to what were in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I got I was born in 1984, so I mean, I got stuff from 84. Well, maybe not in 84, but I was around from 84 to 89. So I mean, I got some stuff from the 80s. So I mean, I liked some of the cartoons from the 80s, but I mainly grew up in the 90s. So I mean, all the shows in the 90s are awesome. All the cartoons in the 90s are awesome. But I mean, today's shows are just like, ugh. But I mean, okay, Timon and Pumbaa, which is another show where they take characters from a movie and give them their own show. It was funny. I watched it. I liked Timon and Pumbaa when I was a kid, so I mean, I liked it. Again, looking back now, not as nostalgic to me or not as close to my heart as the other shows, the earlier shows in the lineup that I've talked about. But I mean, it's still a good show. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth showing your children. Let's see, Quack Pack, and Mighty Ducks. Those were the two shows that are kind of like, eh. I watched Quack Pack. It was okay because everything's like extreme, like 90s extreme. So they were trying to make Huey, Dewey, and Louie cool and everything, and it was just a weird show. I mean, I'll have to go back and watch it to see if it's really as horrible as I remember it or as I've heard people talk about it. But yeah, it was definitely weird. And then the Mighty Ducks was really weird because like they just took the name basically, and I guess the hockey from the movies, but they're like, oh, let's have ducks from outer space, a different dimension, and they fight dragons, and like hockey's just kind of a little thing in their dimension, and like the asteroids in their dimension are shaped like hockey pucks, and it was weird. And like one of the cool things though was that the main villain was voiced by Tim Curry. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But that was a really weird show. But I mean, yeah, the Disney afternoon was awesome. All the shows are awesome. The theme songs, most of the theme songs are very awesome, very good. I mean, they don't make shows like this anymore. They don't make theme songs. That's what I've noticed. A lot of shows don't have like theme songs. I mean, they do. I mean, some shows do start off with it. But majority of shows, well, I guess majority of shows that I watch now, like Walking Dead and I watched Breaking Bad and all that stuff, they have like kind of their own theme songs. I guess they do have the theme songs. Okay, never mind. But I mean, cartoons. Let's just say cartoons these days don't really, that I've seen, don't really have theme songs that are memorable or that stick in my head or that I've watched and I'm like, yeah, I want to add that to, the list of songs I listen to. No, like, I don't know. It's just weird. But let's talk about a lesser form of Disney programming, in my opinion, which was the One Disney Saturday Morning, which was a little after my time. It aired from 1997 to 2002. So, I mean, a little bit past my time of cartoons, but not much. But I wasn't as into it as the Disney Afternoon. But I mean, let's just go through the list. I got a list of the all the shows that were on there, and we'll see if I know them or if I remember them or if I think they're any good. Okay, 101 Dalmatians, the series. I vaguely remember it. I don't remember extremely loving it. So there's that. Doug, I thought it was better on Nickelodeon than when Disney took control. Pepper Ann, okay, more of a show my sisters enjoyed, I think. Recess is okay, kind of cool. Not like I know a lot of people really really love it, but like it's okay. Like not a horrible show, but not show like I'm like oh my gosh Recess, yeah. Um, Jungle Cubs, which I remember thinking was kind of a fun concept, which was like it was the Jungle Book characters, but as kids, it was kind of an interesting concept. I remember it being kind of cool, not like super cool or anything, but kind of an interesting thing. I watched it a little bit. And they had reruns of New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which is cool. I like the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That had a good theme song. Nightmare Ned, I don't know what that was. The Hercules show, I don't think I ever watched, and I thought it was weird when I did watch it. And I think the only reason it was on was because my little brothers and sisters were watching it. So I remember watching it and be like, that's weird, and it's like nothing like the movie, and it's not nowhere near as cool as the movie because Hercules is actually one of my favorite Disney animated films. Mickey Mouse Works, I don't really remember it. The Weekenders, I don't remember. Teacher's Pet sounds familiar, but I don't really remember much about it or anything about it. House of Mouse sounds familiar, but again, I don't remember anything about it. I know I'm talking shit about stuff that I don't remember, but Lloyd in Space, I don't know what that is. Legends of Tarzan, I guess, was that the show where it was either like Tarzan as a kid, I guess? I don't know what that was. Team Supremo, kind of sounds vaguely familiar. Was that the one where like the kids were luchadors? I don't know. I think that was a Cartoon Network show. I don't know. Buzz Lightyear Space Command. I remember seeing stuff for it, but I never watched it. I think my little brother Michael liked it because he liked Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Lizzie McGuire, I only ever saw because, again, I had sisters. Even Stevens, I never watched. I only know Shia LaBeouf's in it. But I mean, yeah, one Saturday morning, definitely no comparison. And this video is super, super long. But definitely check out these shows. I love them very much. I watch them every once in a while. I've been, we just now been seriously watching Darkwing Duck, me and my wife, because we both laugh at it so much, and it's just an awesome show. But definitely go. Oh, one show I forgot to talk about in the Disney afternoon, which wasn't that great, anyways. But it was called Schnookums and Meat, which was like a Ren and Stimpy wannabe, but Disney, and they tried to do like the same art style, and it was even like a cat and a dog. But it was really weird. I remember it, but again, not a show I was super crazy about. But yeah, definitely check most of the shows out from the Disney afternoon if you can. Either on Netflix or I would recommend buying them. Definitely recommend buying DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck for sure. But the other ones are definitely worth checking out too. If only to show your kids. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope it was informative. Disney Afternoon. Oh yeah. Definitely awesome. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Oh, comment, rate, and subscribe if you want to. I always say that. It's like a YouTube thing to say. No one ever does it. But peace out, Disney Afternoon.